Hello, guys, and welcome back to another edition of our Earle Sports Pets. And we've got week 2, and these are the picks for Earles versus girls. And we did a recap video for week 1 yesterday or 2 days ago, one of the two. And we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. If you guys missed the recap, after week 1, Destiny 2-2-1 is in first place at the moment. Me and Nick tied at 2-3. Sydney 1-3-1 going into the new week, and I'm excited for this one. I know me and you both have 2 plays that we are both on, and we both really like. But we'll jump into them. I'll start with Destiny's picks, seeing that she's in first place. And then I'll go to me, and then I'll let you do the other two. Destiny started off with the Baltimore Ravens, which she is a Ravens fan, so that makes sense. Maybe a little bit of a bounce back spot after their ugly loss to the refs last week. She also did the Chargers, which is against me and Nick, but we'll talk about that one in a minute. I understand why. Chargers with a win last week, and the Panthers are awful, but we'll talk about that game in a minute. She's on the Dallas Cowboys. I kind of agree with that one. I personally think that the Saints are going to be bad. So I agree with the Cowboys pick on that one. Niners, I think the Vikings are going to be bad. And the fact that it was an ugly game that the Vikings won actually versus the Giants as dominant as they did. I can't determine. I'm going to determine that it's probably because the Giants are that bad. And to end out the card, she's taken the Denver Broncos plus 2.5 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh off of a win against Atlanta. Denver off of a loss against Seattle. So it kind of makes sense there. To me, I'm against her right off the rip. I'm on the Carolina Panthers plus the 5. I like pain. That's pretty much the only explanation I can have for that one. No, I'm kidding. Overreaction week number 2. And that's one of the big ones there is the plus 5 that I can get on Carolina. That line opened up at a 6.5, and it's down to a 5, which is going to be very similar to another game that I'll talk about in a minute. I'm also on the Niners minus the 5. I think the Vikings are going to be bad this year, and I think the Vikings just took advantage of a very, very bad Giants team. Probably one of my favorite plays of the week is the Seattle Seahawks. Going up against the New England Patriots. New England off of an outright win as the biggest dog on the card last week. I don't think the Patriots are good. And I think it's an overreaction. The fact that the Seahawks are only 3.5-point favorites. I think they win this game by double digits. My favorite play on the card, though. Is there more of a bounce back or overreaction week 1? To the Cincinnati Bengals, who just lost to said New England Patriots as the biggest favorites on the card. Oh, and then we got to see Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs win on primetime. Yeah, everybody's going to want to go after the Chiefs. This line's dropped from 6.5 down to 5.5. And I know a lot of people are going to be questioning with Joe Burrow's hand. I'm not worried about it. Give me the Bengals plus 5.5. And I'm going to end it out on Monday Night Football. I'll be one of the 2 people on Monday Night Football. And I did take the Falcons plus the 6.5. Once again, a Falcons team that I got to remember the last time we saw this. They lost, but their defense didn't even allow up a touchdown. They didn't allow up a touchdown in general. The Pittsburgh Steelers were Chris Boswell and T.J. Watt that entire game. That was it. And 6 field goals was enough for the Atlanta Falcons to lose the game. And then on the opposite side, you had Philly, who won a primetime game. So I think you're going to see a lot of people like that. So I'm on the Falcons plus the 6.5 in that one. I know I probably talked a little bit too long, but Nick, go ahead with you and Sydney's picks.
Yeah, we'll kick it off with Sydney there going against them boys there, taking the Saints plus the 6.5 against those Dallas Cowgirls there. She's going with the Seahawks laying the 3.5 along with you there, Tim, fading the New England Patriots, which was her only winner last week. who won outright as an 8.5-point dog, according to the contest. She's with me on the Giants here, and I'll get into the Giants in a second when I go over my picks. Broncos plus 2.5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and she's also ending it off with you, Tim, there on Monday Night Football with those Dirty Birds plus the 6.5. I still am undecided on that game. I don't know which direction I would like to go in yet. For me, I am on the Carolina Panthers. Yes, I lost with them last week. Yes, I might lose again with them this week. But over the past, I don't know how many years, the record ATS-wise of big dogs off of a 30-plus point loss is extremely good. And everybody and their mama is on the Chargers this week, and the line's dropped towards the Panthers. Maybe I'm falling for a sharp trap here, but this has Panthers written all over it. Maybe some Panthers money line for some of you sickos out there. I just don't trust the Chargers covering a number like this on the road. I don't. Lions -7. This line has gone up to a 7.5 on some books, but the contest line is 7. I will be laying 7.5 with the Lions here on this game. It crossing over into that 7 range, I think is very telling, or to that 7.5 range against a Buccaneers team that absolutely dominated week 1, a Commanders team that I'm not very high on. I think this Lions team may be one of the best, if not the best team in football. I'm very high on Detroit this year. You'll probably see me use them as a contest pick plenty. The Giants plus 1.5. I know. I didn't bet the Giants last week. I was worried about that line move, that they went from favorite to dog. This time, they've gone from a 2.5 to a 1.5 after everybody overreacting to last week where they got crushed against a bad Vikings team. The Vikings are not going to be good this year, and we'll probably see that when the Niners take care of business against them. That line makes me nervous, though. That going down to a 5.5, 5 range, that makes me extremely nervous for the Niners in that game, where I'm probably not betting it. My favorite play on the card, I think you said the same thing, Tim. The Bengals plus the points was the first thing that jumped out to me. Seeing it go down to a 5.5 just confirms my thoughts and feelings about that game. It tells me Bengals money line, really, is the way to go with that game. I think the Bengals win this one outright as a 5.5-point dog, going to Burrowhead for that one there. All right. Are they in KC or is it in? I forgot.
I think it's in KC.
Yeah. I'm on the Bengals here, and this number is wrong. It's plus 2.5, but give me the Green Bay Packers. This line's gone from 4.5 to 3 to 2. My bad. Has gone from 3.5 to 2.5. And what's the overreaction on this game? I mean, you look at the Colts. They lost last week to the Houston Texans. They did cover. But I think the overreaction to this one, the Packers were going to be favorites for this matchup, except no Jordan Love. No Jordan Love for a couple weeks for them there. And I know a lot of people that's going to scare him off of him. I'm probably just going to play the money line because I think 2.5 for the money line. I don't think it's going to matter. I see the Green Bay Packers potentially winning this game outright. So I'm going to go ahead, take the plus 2.5 with them. Packers in this one here for the last pick there.
There you go. And I will say that it should be fun. I'm excited to really jump into more of the Earle versus girls. And I know it creates a little bit of trash talk with the girls with us. So that's been a lot of fun so far. And it's only been 1 week, so we'll see how it goes. But that is all the picks for me and Nick and Destiny and Sydney. So ready for week number 2 of Earles versus girls. Let us know who you think is going to have the best week down below in the comment section. Until next time, good luck, guys.